What were some of the other things you ended up getting in trouble for?
Having possession of a gun. And then they charged me, the case I just got out for first degree murder and 2 attempt murders. They charged me with that shit. And I beat that.
With King Von, every day was war. Von's domination in O Block was like no other, and to this day, no one has been able to wield his kind of influence and power in Chicago's gang culture. From dropping bodies like a record to owning up to every hit he committed, Von never cared about the law or the rules of the street. He was the law and the rule on the streets. And while he's no more, it's been said that the ghost of Von and those who fell to his bullets continue to haunt the gangsters of Chicago. King Von, O Block's hitman. In a hood like O Block, where every beef rapidly spins into bullets getting popped, Von's hitman spirit enjoyed the thrill of the game. O Block had calculated sharpshooters who never missed a shot, but King Von was different. You see, Von was always a step ahead of everyone, especially his ops. His ops knew their time was up whenever they crossed his path. The block got more heated when Von would collect a body this minute and rap about it on a beat the next minute. On the track Evil Twins, King Von rapped, "Trying to count my bodies? You gon' need 3-4 hands trying to count my bodies." Folks thought this was just a lyric to push how dangerous he was, but the street soon knew it was real. The block confirmed Von wasn't bluffing, because shortly after the release of that track, King Von was allegedly linked to about 10 different assassinations before his demise in 2020. Von attained a different position in the game even after death, when he was named rap's first serial killer. Word on the street was that Von allegedly committed 5 assassinations just in 2012. To top it all off, he wasn't just taking folks out and rapping about it. Man was also constantly feeding the public about it through his tweets. Von was a keypad warrior who often tweeted about violent events that he was either responsible for or directly knew about. You see, it wasn't just about getting murked, it was the continuous humiliation ritual Von put his ops through, even in their deaths. Talking about Von's ops, there was always a new op with each rising of the sun. K.I. was one of the biggest ops who had beef with King Von. In fact, their beef was the hottest at the time. You see, K.I. had caused a storm after taking out Odie Perry, who O Block was named after. And while Odie's death felt like a victory for K.I. and the gangster disciples, it soon came back to haunt them. Word on the street, King Von had a crush on K.I., even though the gangsters in Chicago knew she was off limits. Now, what we don't know is if Von's crush was real love, or just a means to get closer to K.I. and make her an easy target. Anyway, love was a luxury to K.I. either way.
Y'all trying to us. I was like, damn. You and shit.
The exact text was something along the lines of, "When it's all over with, I'm gonna get up in you," or something. Does that sound about right?
That sound raw, so yeah, I'll be saying raw. Yeah, I probably did say that. I called the talked on the phone too.
She couldn't give up on her gang, and this further fueled Von's anger, but it sure didn't stop him from keeping his numbers up on the scoreboard. While they threw jabs at each other, K.I. had no idea that Von was waiting for the right moment to strike. It didn't take long before K.I. got murked in broad daylight in Chicago's Woodlawn area. The female assassin was coming back from an orgy party, walking with 2 friends, when an unknown male in a gray hoodie and jeans approached them. The said person opened fire, hitting all 3. K.I. died from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest, neck, and jaw. This sent shockwaves through the hood because only one person could shoot a dangerous gangster like Gakira and be successful with it. The hit had Von written all over it. Everyone knew it was the ghost of O Block at work. Word on the street, Von took K.I. where she didn't want to go. The rapper's alleged actions didn't disappear without a consequence because a few days after the incident, police were questioning him as a person of interest because he was identified in police documents as the likely shooter. From investigators not having enough evidence to prove he committed the crime to the absence of witnesses to testify against him, Von made it out of the jail trap real quick. Folks' suspicions were further confirmed after Von's actions following K.I.'s death. Remember, Von never allows his ops rest, even when they are dead and gone? Yeah, K.I. could barely turn in her grave before hearing her name on a diss track by King Von. On his track, Exposing Me, The rapper further proved that the rumor about him taking Gakira out was no cap as he rapped, "I swear I killed her, broke her back." King Von rapped on another track, "War with Us." "Put a pretty op bitch in a morgue." Von was a calculated assassin, and he made sure to remind every gangster in O'Block about that. King Von's menace didn't end there. In fact, he finally got arrested for murder after shooting up a birthday party. A birthday party in Inglewood put Von right where the cops wanted him to be. You see, back in July 2014, the block had a reason to celebrate. It was one of Von's homies' birthdays, and while the crib was packed with gangs, trouble wasn't out of reach. A gang member disrespected another gang member, and raining bullets became the next agenda item on the list of programs for the party. Everyone knows Von never misses an opportunity to show off his skills. Folks claimed the rapper joined in on the firing line, but things soon got out of control. At the end of the night, one man ended up dead, and 2 others were injured. With King Von on the scene, the cops finally had a chance to cuff him for a serious crime. The rapper was taken away alongside his friend, Michael Wade, aka Big Mike. Prosecutors tried to pin 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder on him, as they intended to put him away for life, pointing to the fatal shooting and the wounded victims. Von's homies soon got cold feet and decided to take a plea deal. Bad choice considering how he received a sentencing of 28 years behind bars. But as for Von, he played the tough card. The rapper never pleaded guilty to the case. Instead, Von went to trial. Even though his trial led him to spend over 3 years behind bars, Von never took a plea deal, and it paid off really good. With inconsistencies in witnesses' testimonies and no clear evidence of the rapper being an actual shooter at the birthday party, Von beat the case and was acquitted on all charges. Again, the ghost of O'Block proved his name even when prosecutors and the cops had him by the throat. Once he touched back down, he locked in on rap, teamed up with Lil Durk, and started carving his lane properly in the rap scene. King Von's beef with FBG Wooski. Fast forward after Von's return from prison, his ops were still lurking, and as usual, Von was always ready for a fight. It's no news that beefing with Von could put you in a fancy casket and on the front of a shirt surrounded by doves in no time, but folks in the hood were ready for the heat regardless. Initially, it was just a lyrical rivalry that blew up into personal tension and public beef between Von and Wooski. Both sides were always on social media, taunting each other and throwing jabs at rap verses. But King Von and FBG Wooski weren't just 2 rappers from Chicago. They came from rival street factions, O'Block and GDFBG. And everyone knows how gang members always slide with their gangs. So FBG Wooski thought he would be the one to up the scoreboard for his gang with Von's name, but unfortunately his plan ate him up. Von moved faster than Wooski based on the aftermath of their lyrical beef. Dooski, the man, had died, and Wooski, alongside other folks, had attended the funeral of the fellow rapper at the Bethlehem Star Missionary Baptist Church. But what would happen next would spell doom for Wooski. Von's op got hit by 5 other people. He was fired in the head, and he hasn't been the same ever since then. Wooski soon knew what it meant to pick a bone with the rapper. Wooski had barely regained consciousness when Von was making his name into several songs. If the rapper wasn't dropping a diss track with Wooski's name this week, he was definitely dropping it the following week. There was always a diss track about Wooski or someone related to him.
The fake documentaries, them ain't real documentaries. That shit ain't real. But don't even look at that shit. That shit fake. Like, they be seeing all this, they just be seeing shit. Like, when they get to seeing who killed who and all that. That ain't true. You see what I'm saying? Because if that was true, we'd be in jail. So y'all can't believe that. Then they be giving all the lame niggas all the bodies and shit. Like, Wooski, he ain't like that. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there like that. He ain't killed nobody. And if he did, it was a little boy from somewhere else, and he bogus for doing that. You see what I'm saying? Or they gonna try to make it seem like he crazy because he ugly. You know, all the ugly people, they try to make them like the toughest people and shit. Nah, he ain't like that for real.
King Von rapped in a song about Wooski's health. I bet Wooski feel this one. I bet Wooski still twitching. He changed. Something different. King Von rapped in another song. Wooski got shot right up in his top. Word on the street was that Von did it. Again, the rapper's name came up as a person of interest due to the then ongoing beef between their gangs and his reputation in O Block. But as the ghost of O Block man, rarely catches a charge because, as usual, no charges were ever filed against Von or even any O Block member for shooting FBG Wooski. King Von's arrest records. Earning the Ghost of O Block title wasn't a small feat, but in the same breath, it was a piece of cake for Von. You see, King Von didn't try so hard. He was born into the violence. From a very young age, he got exposed to drug pushing, street killings, and bodies dropping, licks getting pulled, and all the gang life you could think of. The gang life was normal where he came from. Von's violent lifestyle was quite dominant, leading to his long rap sheet of crimes. Sometimes he slipped past the law. Other times he had to sit down and pay for it. Before the rapper was taken out of the game, he had close to 40 mugshots. It's an insane record, but this is King Von. These 40 mugshots came from his teen detentions, gun charges, cases that got dropped, and the ones that went to trial. Man was neck deep in crime from an early age up until his death. November 21st, 2012, King Von got caught slipping by the law in Chi-Town. The rapper was arrested and was hit with an unlawful firearm possession charge. And just like that, he was booked into Cook County Jail. Now Von wasn't shook because this was just another rough day in his life. With his lawyers always ready to fight tooth and nail to get him out, he made bail, walked back out, and hit the block like nothing had happened. But born and raised in the streets, there was no time for Von to sleep with his two eyes closed. His freedom never really lasted long because trouble was always lurking. 2 years later, the rapper went through his longest jail term after the birthday party incident in Inglewood, which he was eventually let off the hook. Fast forward to 2019, and Von was back behind bars, this time alongside his homie, Lil Durk. In June, the two were arrested in Atlanta over a shooting prosecutors claimed was a robbery that ended in the death of one Alexander Witherspoon outside a drive-in back in February. The state tried to make it stick, but both Von and Durk stood 10 toes down, saying they had nothing to do with it. They sat for weeks before bail came through. Durk got out on a $250,000 bond, while Von had to post $300,000, a higher amount because of his past criminal record. Still, they made it home in time for the holidays. However, Von's death was closer than he had imagined, as the rapper lived by the sword and died by it.
Really play out.
Shit, I'm just waiting to shit play out. Shit, go how it go, goddamn. Niggas just really waiting to goddamn case over with.
Yeah.
From close to 40 mugshots to collecting bodies, surviving beefs, and turning pain into bars, Von left a mark no one in O Block will ever forget, and he will forever remain the ghost of O Block. Do you think the rapper could have still been alive if he had lived a different life? Let us know in the comments section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and tog on that notification bell.